Okay.
Do you ever listen to the show?
No.
No. Have you ever?
I was gonna say, if I'm being onions, no, no, I don't.
No, that's
I
fair.
have before. I have before. Um, at the beginning, but then for whatever reason, it was a pain in the ass to get it on my cell phone, so I gave up.
I think it's a significantly different show than it used to be.
Is that good or bad?
I think it's good. I
Okay.
again, I we don't really do it for other people.
That's fair.
Um, but I enjoy doing it a lot more now. We're kind of more relaxed, not kind of focused on format. It's just kind of shooting the shit for an hour.
That's fair. That's fair.
I guess we should talk about what's going on. So this is episode 73 of Link Cable Podcast. Uh, my name is Chris.
I'm Jackie.
Tim and Keenan's got to talk to some guy from Estonia or Astoria or Austria or Australia. I was trying to think of other countries that sounded like Australia. Giving him a hard time for work. And then Tim said he's too tired. So I got Jackie.
Yay.
I don't know.
That's something.
I don't know if you want to talk about our history.
Oh God, I
I
don't know.
was
Do you want to air our history?
I was thinking about it on the way home, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool to talk about kind of like where you're coming from, kind of how we know each other. And I was like, maybe it wouldn't be so cool.
I was gonna say the opposite of cool, but that's cool in a way, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's different. Not everybody knows. Most people know, maybe. I don't know. I don't know who listens to this.
Well, how long has it been?
Boy.
18. Uh,
Uh,
it's got to be coming up 20 years, right?
yeah. I'm trying to think.
Like, I know that sounds crazy to say, but like, it's probably 18 years, right? That's
Holy shit.
that's messed up.
I think it might be. I'm trying to remember. Um, yeah, I would have been probably 18, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Gross. I'm super old. Thanks
I
for
think it
bringing
was,
that up.
I think it had to be either 1999, 2000.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think it was probably
okay.
2000.
And then I've known Keenan a little bit longer because, and I hope he listens to this. He's a jerk who kicked me out of a screening of the Slayers movie. I've never been able to watch Slayers since, Keenan.
So I guess that kind of gives it away. But Jackie and I met at an anime convention like way back in the day.
When we were teenagers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So what we'll do is we'll just talk about some video games. If anything else comes up, then that'll be fine. Um. Before anything else, I want to talk about opening music for a second, like show opening music.
Okay.
Last week, I chose a song to start the show.
Okay.
It was. Do you ever? Do you have any knowledge of Eurovision? Do you know what Eurovision is?
Saw it on Twitter a bunch, but I'm not really familiar with it.
So I guess the idea is every year, each country in Europe puts forward a song, a show, as their entry to Eurovision, and then they
Okay.
choose a winner, and then that country hosts Eurovision the following year.
Okay.
So it's
Cool.
like a large scale American Idol, I guess, right?
Okay, with bragging rights to an extent.
Yeah, sure. And
Okay.
all in the name of unity, in a year of, you know,
In a year of 2018,
you
whatever this
know, you know
is.
what's been going on.
Yeah.
And so last week I put on a song that I'd heard from Eurovision,
Okay.
and then this weekend that song won Eurovision. So I
Oh,
predicted the first place winner in Eurovision this year.
I think you're responsible for their winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you owe me, Israel. That's that one. So the other thing about opening music that I wanted to talk about is that Tim sent me a link a couple days ago, and it kind of works out that it's you on the show because
Okay.
you'll appreciate this.
Okay.
He sent me a link to a song, um, coincidentally from an anime, and
Okay.
so I listened to it and I was like, okay, what is this? Right? It's just all right, fine. And he goes, oh, it's crazy, just in context with like what the show is. I was like, dude, that's the actual song. Like that song is in the show. Do you know what I and I know that's super vague, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Not yet.
It's from a
Any more
movie.
clues? It's from a movie. Oh. So now I feel like I'm on the spot.
No, it's the song from End of Ava.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so
Okay.
he had sent me just the song with like on a backdrop of just some characters from
Yeah.
Evangelion.
Oh, that show.
And so I sent him the actual clip where the song plays in the movie, like the Third Impact thing,
Yep.
and saying like you think that it's crazy like juxtaposition against the show, you should check out the actual show where it plays the song.
So wait a second. Has he never seen that?
I guess not.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Okay.
is a good shit.
By the way, the whole Happy Mother's Day killed me.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's Jackie's hot lick of the week. Ava movies.
Ava movie's my hot like
I wonder if you could watch it without any context. Like if you hadn't seen the TV show, could you just jump? It's probably entertaining enough where you'd get something out of it, right?
The so the original movies?
Yeah, the original End of Evangelion.
Hmm. That's an experiment I would like to conduct.
Somebody try it. So
Um,
somebody this week who hasn't seen any Evangelion, look for the movie End of Evangelion and then see
I
how
won't watch it.
see how things go.
I was gonna say if you're talking to the newer movies, Austin did that, and I don't think he was as entertained. He was just like, "Oh, okay, I don't really get it.
Oh, it's
This
so
is
good
fine.
though.
This is fine."
So good. And
Oh,
so that's I put that as the opening music to this week's show.
okay,
Yeah.
I like it. I'm in it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Um, and the other thing that I was like adamant to talk about, and I really, really wanted to talk about it, and so I was disappointed when Tim Kimball said, "No, I can't do it this week." I was like, I really want to talk about it. I played a game a lot this week. I put a whole bunch of time into a game. Actually, this works well for you too because you're gonna shake your head and go, "This is the worst thing ever."
Okay,
It
perfect.
is a game that I'd never heard of.
Okay,
I'm just trying on the fly to think about how I came to this thing. I think maybe I was reading some thread about like hidden gems or something,
okay.
and I had some money to spend. Costco did a thing. Do you know Costco does this Master Pass thing every now and again where you spend $100 and you get 20 back if you cash out with Master Pass?
No,
So they do that sometimes. And anytime they do, I buy like eShop cards and PlayStation cards.
makes sense. Yeah.
So I got like $110 worth of like
PlayStation gift cards.
video game
Yeah.
credit for $85. And if
Oh,
I'm going to
nice.
spend it anyways, may as well, right? Save some money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was kind of looking around for things to play because there wasn't a whole lot kind of on my radar. So I was looking around for like, all right, what could I get for the hidden gem stuff, something I might be into. And I saw somebody recommended a game, maybe it was on Reddit or something that I'd never even heard of before.
Okay.
So I looked it up and I was like, huh, maybe. So I ended up picking it up. Oh my God. This game is no joke, like no hyperbole. One of the greatest games I've ever played.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
The
It's not. I mean,
suspense is killing me.
okay. So the part that you're not going to like is it's for 3DS
Nope, I'm out.
because
Okay.
I thought I was done. I thought I was completely finished with 3DS. Um, this game is called Gotta Protectors, not God of Protectors. It's Gotta, like Gotta, Gotta Protectors. It's bananas. It's so good. Uh,
Okay.
so it's very 8-bit ish. Do you know a game called One Way Heroics?
No, but I
There's
thought you
another.
hated 8-bit stuff.
Well,
Like
no, but
I thought you were like, oh,
no, I don't
this
like when
sucks.
it's
Yeah.
fake 8-bit. When everybody
Okay.
says like, "Oh, this is 8-bit, this is 8-bit," you're like, it's very obviously not 8-bit. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yes.
I think that if the gameplay matches the aesthetic, then we're all good. Like it's not in every situation I hate it.
Okay.
It looks like an NES game.
Okay.
If NES games could handle having like 200 guys on the screen at once. the idea
Okay.
is the idea is that so you can pick from, I think there's like 6 different classes, and to give you a sense of the humor of this game, it's like fighter, archer, Amazon, mage, and then one of the classes is old guy.
Okay.
It's like I don't know, it's an old guy. It reminds me of Ganfall from One Piece. You know, this like old
Yes.
guy in armor like
Yep.
archetype. Um
Riding a creepy pink polka dotted
sure,
horse or
sure.
some shit
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
And it's really, really fun. It's so the idea is that you there's a princess in at a castle, just standing at a castle, and then it's kind of like waves of guys come at the castle, and you have to like run around and fight them. It's like
Okay.
just an action game, like Legend of Zelda or something like that. Plays like that,
Hmm.
and you just run around, and you there's like barriers that you can put up, and there's different ways that you can handle it. And so there's like tons of different skills that you can equip on your character, both active and passive skills, and so you can kind of like make builds, I guess,
Okay.
and you can level up with items that you get while you're doing the levels. And it reminds me a lot of Bangayo of anything, if that's like a strange comparison, in that you have a whole bunch of levels, and then your job is to kind of figure out how am I going to beat this? Like what's my strategy on this level so that I can survive this? Right? Because they're trying to like get to the castle and kill the princess, and so you have to like not let them do that.
Okay.
And then when everything's dead, you win the map, right? And so it's in a lot of cases you're like crazy overwhelmed and trying to like manage giant mobs of monsters like swarming you.
Hmm.
um but there's like monster spawners, and so you have to kind of leave the castle to smash the spawners, otherwise you're just going to sit there forever. Like there's all kinds of strategy involved in like how do I finish this, right? But
Right.
it's not so deep that it's uh
Impossible.
well, not even impossible, that I have to think a lot, right? Like
Okay.
I got to think a little bit, but not a lot. Like in a lot of situations, like pressing B a lot and pressing A lot will manage you a win.
Okay.
Um, it's super fun. And if Bango is not a good reference, maybe Hotline Miami is something comparable. Did you play it?
Hated Hotline Miami.
Did
I'm
you?
like the only person on the planet that hated that
That's
game. I
fine.
hated everything about it.
All right. It's a dirty game, eh?
Yeah.
But
Like,
it
and I should say I didn't hate it. Like, I didn't play it. Austin fired it up, and I was like, I hate everything about this, and I didn't even play it. But it was just
I
gross.
can I can see it. The aesthetic's pretty gross.
Ugh,
But
not
it's the
for me.
same in that like you have levels, and the game is not so much executing it, it's trying to figure out what you should do to be able to survive this thing. How
Okay.
do I get through this, right? Um, and I'm really, really enjoying it, like a lot. And I chose the Amazon, and I guess they
Of course
released,
you did.
I get, and I guess that they released, I don't know, I'll look up what company this is, but they released an NES game, like an NES. I don't know whether it's like a ROM hack or what,
Okay.
uh, where it's Amazon. And I don't know, it's like an endless. I haven't played it yet, so I'm not 100% sure, but I will play it. And it's like an endless run or something. And then it's like a weight loss thing for Amazon, where she's got thick thighs, and like the more you run, she like slims down by the end.
Oh my gosh.
It sounds amazing. It just the comedy's on point. The illustrations are beautiful. The music's great. Music is composed by what's his name? Who's that like famous 8-bit guy that everybody loves?
I don't know.
Yuzo
How?
Koshiro, that did like Streets of Rage.
Okay. How old
Um,
is this game?
I don't know, a few years old. It's not new.
Because I'm having this moment where I'm like, wait, they still make stuff for 3DS that's new? That's not like Final Fantasy
It's
related?
weird that they are still coming out with stuff. It came out in 2016. It's only a couple years old.
Hmm.
It's super badass. I really, really think that you should try it out.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I honestly, I couldn't even tell you where my 3DS is.
Yeah,
Yeah. You asked
that's
me where
fair.
my Vita is. I can tell you exactly where that is. My 3DS, not so much.
I can tell you where my Vita is because I sold it.
That's too bad. It's I'm so brokenhearted that just is the way that it is. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. Sony sucks at that, but it was so good. It was such a good little console.
So God of Protectors for Nintendo 3DS, you can pick up
Gross.
for
Blah.
the low price of $17 in 2018.
The
But
low price.
I can honestly say it's totally worth it. And if like there's a like level editor and you can share things with like QR codes and there's like multiplayer, like download play multiplayer. So with one version of the game, you can like send it to other 3DSs and play multiplayer. And I wish that I could try this because it would be so fun. And so I hate to, port begging, whatever, this kind of thing, but this game would be incredible on Switch. Like I think it would have crazy legs. So I would double dip in a heartbeat if it made the jump.
Huh. How much time have you sunk into it?
Since Saturday, I would say probably, I don't know, over 10 hours anyway.
Finished it or no?
Not yet. I think I'm in the second last. There's 5 chapters, and each chapter has like 20 levels, I think.
Okay.
um, it's real good. And again, it sounds stupid to get excited about. I don't know, maybe not sound stupid, but to get excited about some bullshit game that nobody's heard about. But I think that in of itself is exciting, right? Because how easy it is it to kind of fall back to this game's good and this game's good and it's all stuff that you've heard about.
A
Um,
million times, yeah.
very rarely does it happen where here's a game that I've never even heard of
Mm-hmm.
and it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that happens very often anymore. I don't know if it's for a good reason or not, but I
Sure.
think uh, I think Austin would probably dig something like that if he could just sit and do something other than Overwatch. Um,
He's pretty down on 3DS too, though, is he not?
he is, yes. Out of the two of us, he plays. I mean, he bought the 3DS. I tried playing whatever Kingdom Hearts game came out for 3DS, and I felt like my hands were getting crippled because it was all tiny, and I just hated everything about it. But no, there's a few games that he played. He got into it a bit more. But yeah, like I said, he doesn't. I don't know. He's Overwatch, so much Overwatch all the time.
It's cool that, well, don't you think that video games are, and maybe it's just like people that I know, um, but I feel like this year, especially, there's a lot of people picking like 1 or 2 games and sticking with those.
There's been a
Like,
lot of really good games, though. You know what I mean? Like it's the last few years have not felt like there were a lot of like I was finding myself going like I am not excited about any game that's coming out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
Tim gives me shit every time I say that because it comes out pretty often, I think.
well, but the last couple of years have been kind of like that, right? Other than Persona 5, I don't know that I was that cranked about
Which was a
anything
piece of
that was
shit.
coming out. You know what? Agree to disagree on that, bro. I liked it despite its faults. You know, like I knew all of those games. There's always too much talking. There's always too much bullshit. But it looked good. Music was good. It was fun to play, and I had no problem fast forwarding story after a certain point where I'm like, okay, yeah, we already know this part.
So
Um,
if I can interrupt you just for a second, do you know that there was a thread on Reddit that
mm-hmm,
looked at the individual ratio of playtime versus cutscene for Persona 3, 4,
mm-hmm.
and 5.
Okay.
Um,
Am I going to be sad to hear this?
do you say Persona 3 FES? Is it FES?
Well, Fez or whatever. The
FES?
FES one. Yeah, yeah,
13.2% of your playthrough is spent in cutscenes,
yeah. Okay.
which I think is acceptable. And also
Mm-hmm.
the reason why Persona 3 is probably my favorite of them.
Well, story wise, 3 is my favorite too. But gameplay wise, they've just gotten better if you can get past the talkie
Yeah,
talkie.
if you can
You
play
know?
the game.
Yeah,
Persona 4 golden, 31.2% of your playthrough is spent in cutscenes.
yeah, I believe it.
Persona 5. You wanna take a
60.
guess on this, or you want
I'm
me to?
guessing around 60.
No, it's not that bad. 45%.
Oh, okay.
So
Uh,
almost half the game you're spent hitting X, going through cutscenes where it's just repeating the same information over and over and over again.
yeah, no, for sure. And I get that. That's a legitimate complaint.
It's long.
I
Game's awesome.
still love the
It,
shit out of that game,
you
and
know
I
what? The
platinum
game
it.
itself is fun. Like I like
Yeah,
playing it when I'm allowed to.
when you're allowed to, for sure. I I played it through twice. I clocked over 200 hours on that sucker and got my platinum. It was good, and I was thinking about picking it up again the other day. Now that we have two PlayStation 4s.
Yeah. You want to go into why you have two PlayStation 4s? I think that's something that people could emphasize why can't I get this word out?
So when you're younger and you're playing games, you're like, oh man, I hope that I get to date someone who's as into video games as I am. And then, like, when you're really into someone, you're like, man, if we get married, it's going to be so awesome to be married to someone who's as into video games as I am. And then it happens, you're like, man, this sucks. Now I got to share the PS4, I got to share the TV. This sucks. This is the dumbest thing ever. So now, Austin and I have two PS4s, so we don't have to share. Um, but it's ridiculous because I mean, you've seen our house. We don't really have a setup for two TVs and two PS4s in the same living space. So he's been trucking a
Is it in the
like
living room or the basement?
no, we're in the living room upstairs.
What the hell's
He
wrong
has
with you?
been he has been trucking a 40-inch television up and down the stairs because we have nowhere to keep it every night.
Why don't you
So
just play downstairs? Like it's so you guys can be together.
yeah, yeah,
Why don't you put
we
them both
can
in the basement?
because the basement is not set up for that right now. I mean, not there is no good space. We need a new house. We need more space. We need more
No, you
room.
need to clean up. if you
No, no,
if
no.
you
We've
put,
gotten rid of. We've been purging a whole bunch of stuff. We're getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff. But at
but
the end of
what's
the day,
your house is
huh?
big enough. Your basement's big enough to have two things.
Yeah, but we don't have the right furniture for downstairs. It's not comfortable downstairs.
All right.
Like that's what I mean. Like there's a few things we would need to do. I would like more space in general, but um, I don't know. I mean, it's working right now until we get our new until we get our new furniture or the other half of our new furniture. I don't know what he's going to do once we get the other half of it because there's not going to be anywhere for him to put the TV. It's funny. I'm laughing because I'm getting the new PS4 and the big TV to play Monster Hunter, and he's getting the small TV and the old PS4 to play Overwatch. So it's working out really well for me.
Yeah. So tell me about well no, what was the reason that you got oh no, it's not. That's right. That's right.
What the reason we got the PS4? Austin
No,
got pissed
yeah,
off that he couldn't play Overwatch,
I
so
was gonna I
he
was
bought
gonna
a
say
second
that,
PS4.
but I left out the what I actually meant to say is when you got another PS4, what bullshit
Oh,
happened that
what bullshit! Because we are dumb and we've only had one ID between the two of us for the last I don't know when did the PS3 come out?
2006.
Okay, so we have been sharing a PSN ID since 2006 because we had like a launch PS3, right? And went through this whole big thing about how we could have one PSN across the two PS4s and blah blah blah. You need to make an extra account, but you can still have one as the host, and it all works out and whatever. It's fine. But I was using RID while playing Monster Hunter. Austin fires up the PS4, totally kicks me out of the siege that we'd been working on for a while. We were right at the end, were we not?
Hmm.
The first
Yeah,
time it happened? The first time it happened?
that's against the Cool Taroth.
Yeah, we were right at the end. I got booted, didn't get my rewards. It was a huge piss off. Like, what, 3 days later? Maybe? Maybe? We're at the end of another siege. Austin starts firing up the TV, and I said, like, don't do anything until I am through this siege. And he's like, oh, no, 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 no. Barks at me. What does he do? Fires it up, kicks me out of the siege. I lose the rewards again. So,
It was great because we were in chat and then I just hear, "What the fuck," and then just like cut off.
yeah, yeah. And then he couldn't figure out why I was upset. That's the best part. Marriage is awesome. Part of it is I'm a little hot and he is not nearly as upset about things as I am. So, yeah, it's if for all those words to the wise, if you're getting two PS4s for one couple, figure that shit out before you fire up the second one.
Did you?
Especially if you're playing multiplayer.
You haven't made a new account though, have you?
Yeah, we
Oh,
have.
you did.
It's pretty much Austin's Overwatch account. He's just been trying to level it up so that he can play, I don't know, whatever other dumb mode that he that he needed to
But
hit level
doesn't why would he
25
keep the
for.
old one? 'Cause doesn't he have like hundreds of dollars in like loot crates or whatever?
I don't know about hundreds of dollars.
Well, I know it's at least 50 because I did that with him that night.
Really?
Oh shit.
Did not know that.
I mean,
Uh,
I don't know. Shit.
not way to go, rat. You
Sorry.
narc.
Sorry,
You
Austin.
narc. No, he just, I don't know. He was totally fine to start over again. So I was like,
In
okay.
his defense, that was on Father's Day a few years ago.
Oh, I
And
vaguely remember
Andrew
that.
and Andrew and I and Austin were on chat and we were playing Overwatch and I think it was Andrew talked us into you kind of you get the idea out there and then you just get silly and then the next thing collectively you drop $150 on skins
Just so your character can look cool.
and then stop playing the game a month after.
Well, that's you. I mean, he's gotten his investment out of that. Like that, as much as I bitch about Overwatch, my God, I don't know any game that he's played this long.
Yep.
Really, like, because usually he kind of gets bored. Like he gets super excited about a game and gets really into it and plays like, I don't know, third into a third of the way into it and then like goes back to NHL or MLB and it drives me nuts and it's like why spend $80 to get a game when it comes out if you're just gonna go back and play the same dumb game you've been playing for the last decade. Um, Overwatch doesn't seem to be that way, so I mean if he's spending extra money in it, I guess it's okay because it's gotten its legs out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really.
Overwatch, but that kind of goes to the point of what I was saying earlier about like people seem, and again I don't know if this is like a worldwide thing, if this is like a cultural thing that is happening to everyone, but certainly in my small circle, it's kind of observable that people are choosing one or two games and putting all their focus into that. Like
Yeah.
I've been playing Monster Hunter since February
Mm-hmm.
or late January, right?
Yeah.
Um, and it's May, and that doesn't happen. Like it happened with Destiny, not Destiny 2 because it's a piece of shit, but it did happen with Monster Hunter for sure. And I keep coming back to it because it's great. And I know that you say Austin's playing Overwatch, and like on my PlayStation's friends list, it's like the same people playing the same games all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
now and again, something else will pop up for a week, but then it just goes back to the original again.
Yeah. We because it's crazy. We bought the PS4 Pro limited God of War one, blah 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 blah. And I kind of thought, okay, Austin's not gonna play Overwatch. He's gonna get really into God of War. I think he made it to the first boss. And was like, yeah, it's really cool, and then went back to Overwatch.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm sure he'll come back to it, but I say that about most games. Like he never went back to Horizon, which I'm gonna lend to you whenever I see you. Um, he went through whenever The Last of Us got remastered, same thing. Like he was like, "Oh, this is awesome." Went back to went back to Overwatch. So I don't know. And then, like I said, I haven't really been that crazy about a whole lot that's come out. I have sunk a ridiculous amount of time into Monster Hunter since I started that.
That's all right.
Yeah, like how many hours have you put into that?
I haven't checked in a while, but I'm gonna guess probably around 330.
Jesus. So I started a lot later. I'm over 150.
Yeah, it's good shit.
So, and then
And
I don't even know what else is coming out that I'm excited about until September. Like, I'm going to play the new Dragon Quest game whenever it comes out.
I might. I think
Okay.
okay. Well, let's do that then. I know that I have a bunch of credit at EB for like trade-ins and stuff. Do you ever watch that? They'll do like double trade-in on Switch games, double trade-in on PS4 games, and then I'd like just unload and get like $80 for some game that I paid like half price for.
No, because we've been buying everything, almost everything digitally.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Yeah, well, yes and no. Yes and
Only
no.
yes, only yes. So that
Uh,
so coming up,
yes, for this reason only. Yes.
I think that and so I'm not completely 100% sold on them. It's like, yeah, I'll probably play these, but I'm not really excited. But coming up in the somewhat near future, Mario Tennis Aces looks awesome. You see anything about that?
Yeah, I. That's just. I don't know. That's an Austin thing. Like, I'm not gonna get super hard. We'll end up getting it
Yep.
so that we can play with Bruce or my nephew or whatever. But like, I don't get crazy about the Mario sports games.
But this one's got it's got like a RPG mode to it and a bunch of like extra stuff. I'm down, so
Yeah.
I'll play it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's at the end of June, and then start of July is Octopath Traveler.
See,
Did you
that
play the
that I
demo?
no
It's real good,
no radio silence until it comes out.
and that's cool. But please get it because you'd be all over it. Like knowing,
I figured I would be. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's on the list.
yeah, knowing what you're into, you'd be into it. Please pick up Octopath Traveler,
Knowing what you're into. Okay.
and
I
then and that's it. I don't have anything else on my calendar. Not that there's nothing that else that I'm looking forward to, but what are you feeling about Bloodstained?
Bloodstained.
Is that what it's called? The Castlevania one?
Oh, see,
Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, Ritual of the Night. Curse of the Moon is
Shadow of
the
something.
no,
What we
Curse
just
of the
chatted
Moon is
about.
the 8-bit one. Did you see that? So there's Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is the real one,
Okay.
but then they're also releasing one called Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which is an 8-bit like version of the game, I guess.
You know what we should do?
Uh,
We should do it like what we did with Symphony of the Night, where we get it same day, start it at the same time, and
and then
try to.
race.
Well, you'll learn, but like try to go through it at the same time because that was kind of fun.
Are you buying
Um,
this thing?
well, maybe we'll see.
It's
It's hard
it's
to.
like is it like $40 though? I'll pay $40 for Castlevania.
I'll wait till it goes on sale. So when it goes on sale, we'll buy it and we'll race.
I'm real nervous about Kickstarter games now because I got burned real hard on Mighty Number Nine
Oh,
because that
you
game
were
is a
you did
POS.
that, eh?
Yeah.
Yikers. See, I haven't played it. I haven't felt the need to play it. I downloaded it for free whenever it was free on PSN, and then I never actually did anything with it. I
No
think I
reason
deleted
to.
it. Yeah, and that's just it. That bums me out because like Mega Man's my jam, but I can't.
Then
I
you should play
can't.
that other one. What's that other game I talk about all the time? If you listen to the podcast, you'd know the what's that
Sorry.
game called? The one for Switch and 3DS, the Mighty Gunvolt Burst.
Gun will burst.
Have you
Okay.
played that thing?
No, because
Okay.
you keep saying 3DS, and the
No,
second
no,
you say
no. It's on
3DS, my
Switch.
brain goes,
On
nope,
Switch. So,
nope.
and I have it for Switch. You write it down. You ready? Mighty Gunvolt Burst.
Okay.
And I'm not even joking, Jackie. This game is incredible, especially if like Mega Man's your jam. This is what Mighty Number Nine should have been. It's
Okay.
amazing. It's so good.
I will 100% look into it.
But you have to 100% buy it. Like if it does anything for you, I played through like I'm not usually one to like S rank everything and do whatever. I actually am.
You're
What do I?
such a liar. You totally are.
But I did it with this. I beat it with like every character, and I got like went through all the level. Like not for any. I'll no to see. I'll do it for platinum trophies and stuff, but I won't usually do it for fun because I like it, you know. But I had
I've
so
heard
much
plenty
fun
of
playing this
bullshit on
game.
that too.
I had so much fun playing this game. I just did it like just because I wanted to play the game more.
Okay.
So yeah, give it a
Uh,
go.
I will. I will. If it's like in line with Mega Man, it's gonna be fine. Like I will look
And then
into
you
that.
crack open your 3DS and you buy God of Protectors.
Blah. No. You know what? Ever since I said that, I'm like looking over and I can see the 3DS from here. It's like it knows. But I'm never gonna play that game, just so you know. Never.
It's so good. You should.
I won't though.
Everybody should
I
play God of Protectors.
If I'm being honest, I will never play that game.
Tim and Kinnan, you guys play God of Protectors. I'll talk about it again next week because it's a game that more people need to play. How does a game like this like get like fall through the cracks without even hearing about it?
3DS.
Yeah, I agree.
And it has a name like God of Protectors.
You know what? I was really disappointed when I saw the name at the beginning. The other game
Yeah.
is called Amazon's Running Diet. I laughed when I saw it. I was like, "Oh, God of Protectors. That sounds like garbage." And then when I actually got into it, I was like, "Okay, this game's amazing."
Is the Amazon like anything? Sorry, is the Amazon anything like the Amazon and Dragon's Crown?
Yeah, but less endowed. If it gives, she's got thick hips,
Okay, would she be on
thick
the all
like.
beef team of Marvel vs. Capcom?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well, no, her waist is pretty skinny. I. How about this? This will tell you everything you need to know about Amazon. Okay.
Okay.
I was playing this game and Jane came and she sat down with me and she was watching for a little bit. I said, "Here, which character do you like?" And so I showed her like fighter and archer
I
and
like that.
mage, like go through all the classes. And she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I like this one. I like this one." I was like, "What do you think about this one? This is the one that I use." She's like, "I don't like her." I was like, "Why not?" She goes, because I don't like her clothes." I was like, "Yes, I love this kid." Who did she say she was like? She said it's like I said it's like Rebecca from One Piece, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like Rebecca," but there was somebody else too. Like she made reference to someone else that's dressed like, oh, there's a comic called Princeless
Princeless.
that's
Okay.
about a girl who she gets kidnapped or something and then she breaks out of the it's like a Rapunzel thing. She's locked in the tower, but she's like, whatever, this is stupid. And she like gets out herself.
Gets herself out. Okay.
And so then she has to like save her sisters who are also in towers and stuff. And so she goes to get armor and they're like showing her all like skimpy armor. And she's like, this is stupid. I want real armor. And so there's like a story beat about that. And so she brought that up and said, like, her armor is stupid. I was like, oh, I love you so much.
That's amazing.
But it's 8-bit bullshit, right? The art is
Yeah.
really cool though. I totally dig the art. It's got that like, you know that uh 80s like super high quality 8-bit art.
Yes.
You know that like it's a
Yeah.
very like 80s anime look to it.
Ooh.
Um I don't know, look it up. Look it up and check
Oh.
it out.
Oh.
God of Protectors.
I'll never play it though.
That's fair. I just want to say God of Protectors more.
Yeah, yeah, 3DS was just such trash. I don't. I just. I know you love it, but I just can't.
Fine.
I just can't.
That's
So other
fine.
than God of Protectors, and what was the other one that we were talking about that you were looking forward to? Oh, I
Octopath?
don't remember. Octopath. Yeah. When is that coming out?
July.
Oh, that's soon.
July 13th.
Huh.
The day
That's
after
sooner
your
than I thought.
anniversary.
The day. Whoa. How do you remember my
it's on it's
anniversary?
on it's on my calendar.
Okay. Wow, you're better than us. That's scary.
Oh,
13 years.
wow, it's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming up. Our next one is 10.
That's because
Did you do anything for your 10th anniversary?
uh no. I'm trying to remember what was happening 3 years ago. No. We'll go with no.
You should tell a
No, we
story
didn't.
about
We didn't because I was on contract. So it was like we've been having this
we
ongoing
can't afford
plan.
this.
Yeah, we've been having this ongoing plan that's like for whatever like at 5 years we were gonna go on a trip and couldn't do it because I didn't have my passport. There was something to do with my job. It was garbage. So at 10 years, we're like, okay. At 5 years, we're like 10 years. 10 years, we'll do something. 10 years, I was on contract. Didn't want to spend the money on that kind of thing because I had no paid time off. So, like, no, can't do it. So now, 15 years, 2 more years, maybe. So I have 2 years to find a way to screw it up again. Again, I guess. But I'd like to do something. Did you guys do it? Are you guys going to do anything for 10?
You know what the 15th wedding anniversary is?
Is it what? I have no idea.
It's Crystal.
Crystal.
So you guys can binge watch Sailor Moon Crystal
I was
for
just
your
gonna say
50th
Austin could
wedding
take me to
anniversary.
Japan to buy some Sailor Moon Crystal stuff. I was totally thinking Sailor Moon Crystal, but I was trying to
There
think
you
of a good
go.
way to put it.
And how about 10th? You know what 10 is?
No.
Uh, Tin or aluminum. That is weird. I expected it to be something good.
No, I'll try to find you a nice little aluminum crow. Was it aluminum crow? No, it wasn't aluminum crow. Oh no, fake fan. I'm getting this all lead crow. Damn it. I was gonna think of another Sailor Moon joke for you. Sorry.
Siren.
Aluminum siren, tin mouse. Oh, frick. Okay,
Fake
I
fan.
fail.
I had to look
Fake
that up. I
fan.
don't know anything about Sailor Moon. Okay. I think we're probably good for this week. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm just here to help, man.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
No worries.
As always. I don't know. We don't really do openings and endings. We just kind of talk shit and then just end.